Good morning. My name is Andy, and today I will be playing the New York Times Flashback for June 28th, 2025. This is the weekly history game that drops every Saturday, in which we have to sort these 8 events by in chronological order. So let's see what happened in history. 1839. Robert Cornelius takes one of the first photos of a human. It's one of himself, making it the first selfie. Very interesting. Okay. Steven Spielberg wants a complex musical score for the film Jaws. The composer, John Williams, picks a simpler two-note theme. Da-dum, da-dum. Yeah, so they'll probably be 1975, because that's when the movie was released. And, this year is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Crazy how this movie kind of changed the movie landscape. It's like one of the first blockbusters ever. So that's cool. 75, yep. Prohibition begins. Patients can still buy alcohol with a doctor's prescription, so whiskey is suddenly used to treat asthma, cancer, and simply old age. Wow. Very interesting. I mean, prohibition's probably like what? Like 1910s? Something like that? Yeah. 1920. Close enough. Okay. Ruby Bridges, age 6, segregates a public school in New Orleans. The staff refuses to work with her, except one teacher who shows up every day for a year. Wow. When did this happen? I'm trying to remember. That's probably between here, more likely than not. But yeah, this is also like the time of segregation. So it's gotta be like maybe 30s, 40s. Hmm. Yeah, let's just say, I mean, that's a safe bet. 60. Oh, wow, that's a lot later. Okay. South Africa becomes the first country to voluntarily give up all of its nuclear weapons after developing them. It's also the only country to ever do so. All of its nuclear weapons. Hmm. I don't remember exactly. But I mean, I do think it might be after 75. I don't remember. Could it be like the 90s? I do see, like, in this picture is a picture of Nelson Mandela. I mean, it leads me to believe it's gonna be like after 75. I don't know. Okay, let's try it. 1990. Wow. Okay, cool. Work starts on the Hoover Dam amid the Depression. Board workers need to have fun too, so Las Vegas expands its newly legal casino industry. So Hoover Dam was built like probably in the 30s, and that's when Hoover was around. Yeah, and it's also like the Depression, and that's when Hoover was president. And apparently, after they built the Hoover Dam in for the grand opening, they actually did not invite Herbert Hoover, the namesake president, which is really funny actually, but also makes sense because he was just so unpopular with the American people. So let's do 1935. 31, okay. These are all so close in like close proximity with each other. Kind of crazy. Okay, at the St. Louis World's Fair, Ernest Hamwi sells Persian waffles. He folds one to hold a dessert dessert from a nearby booth, popularizing the ice cream cone. The World's Fair. That's probably like, yeah, like before 1920, I think. Interesting. So this guy also invented the ice cream cone. Hmm. World's Fair. Yeah, I think it's gonna be before 20. I don't know when. Maybe like 1900. 1904. Yeah. I think this was the same year St. Louis hosted the Olympics. So like the first Olympics was in at like the modern Olympics, that is. The first one took place in Athens in 1896, and then 1900 was Paris, and then 1904 was St. Louis, which was actually the first American city, well, not American, first non-European city to actually host the Olympics. And funny enough, also with the third Winter Olympics, I forgot when that was. It was also held in the United States. Like, because the first two were held in Europe, and then the third one actually was held, was it Lake Placid, I think, for the Winter Olympics? Something like that. But yeah. Okay. William Morrison builds the first successful electric cars in America. Meanwhile, President Benjamin Harrison brings electricity to the White House. Ah, Benjamin Harrison. That's probably like the 60s, I think. Hmm. Yeah. Probably like 60s or 70s, I would think. Hmm. Electric cars. Yeah, let's try that. 1891. That's a lot later. Okay. Massachusetts becomes the first state to require smallpox vaccines for the general public. Amid opposition, it's later one of the first to repeal its mandate. Okay. Smallpox. Oh, I don't know, actually. This one's kind of tricky. For the general public. When do I think this is? It's later one of the first to repeal its mandate. Obviously, this will probably be like, before the 60s or 70s, because that was when smallpox was eradicated. So, obviously before then, but, um, well, now I'm trying to think, when was the smallpox vaccine actually like invented? Hmm. Who was the scientist that developed that? Was that like Alexander Fleming? I mean, I know he did like penicillin. Shoot. It must be like kind of early. Like it's got to be like pretty early. Um Ooh, this one's tough. uh, I would honestly guess like sometime in the 19th century. That seems like it's correct, but I don't know. Like I think around that time, that's when you have like all these scientists working on like these cures for all these sicknesses. And yeah, it did take a while to actually the eradicate smallpox. This one's tough. Hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna guess this. I don't know. Oh, 1810. Oh my God, that's a lot earlier. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and you can see. Oh, you probably can't see it, but yeah, the video is actually covering it, or like it's not going all the way down. Yeah, I can't scroll down, unfortunately, but it says 36% of readers placed this event correctly. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, a lot of people got that one wrong, like me. Yeah, and I got 24 to 27 points within the 39% that got this many points. Okay, very, very interesting stuff. Definitely learned something here. Well, let me see. Smallpox vaccine. Oh, it's Edward Jenner. Oh, that was the name. It just escaped me for some reason. Yeah, I should have known that. Should have remembered. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of the New York Times Flashback. There's a chance I won't be here next week. I'll be out of town, so I probably won't be able to play next week's edition of Flashback. So I will see you some other time.